Team Akhi podcast. It's your boy Mohammed Idris.
What up? Neus Ash.
Yeah, Neus Ash.
Man like Ash. We're back at it again. Can't keep us down.
Here we are.
We're all 50-50 today, but we're here, man. Dedication to the cause.
I'm never 50-50. 100 all the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
well...
See? This is why I'm suspicious of him.
I am. Okay, we were chopping it up about something. Let me just...
About a video.
Okay.
They're watching this video. Basically, it's a video where it plays a sentence while showing you multiple different sentences, and you can hear those different sentences every time you watch the video. So as you're watching it and hearing the words, if you read the sentences, it sounds like the sentence every time. Even though it changes, it will sound like it changes with it. And yeah. This is good recording. I'm hearing that is embarrassing.
Oh, that's mad.
They're saying that is embarrassing.
You heard the same thing every single time. Our eyes and ears.
It had to be like British football fans, innit? I'm assuming it was.
Our expectations. We don't see reality. We see our.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like this before, bro. And you know what?
See, so his reality was I blocked your account. That was his reality. You see,
let's not talk about
this
this.
is why I got beef.
Let's not talk about this on air, lads.
Yeah.
No, but that's why I got beef because his reality.
Nah, you did that.
See
though.
what he was saying?
Nah, but you did that though.
See?
I heard what he said. He said your
Alright,
name.
ladies, put your handbags down. Come
He
on.
said your name.
Hey.
You did it.
I don't wear man bags, handbags. No bags.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I ain't even got a wallet on me, y'all.
Oh man.
You got an Apple wallet?
I don't do yo.
Google. What's it
I
called?
don't have a wallet.
I got cash in my pocket.
You got a wallet?
I'm old school.
What?
You got a wallet?
I got a wallet.
I haven't got a wallet.
I got cash in my pocket. I don't do all of that.
I'm a
extra
card
stuff.
holder kind of guy.
No, but would you put the card in?
A card holder.
Not. Yeah, but okay. Let me see. He's gonna have some
a
flash
card
like
holder,
007. Press it once, this will happen.
It's
Press
like
it
a
twice,
business
you
card
die.
holder.
Hold your cards.
Okay. Look.
That is
Flashy, huh?
embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. Flashy, huh? I got that for a present from the.
It's nice.
From the other
He doesn't have to carry anything. He just
That's
carries
mad.
his little.
house.
You know what?
Oh, wow.
I used to have the same one, but I had like my business cards in it, and I wasn't even like up there career wise. But
you were doing
they,
business.
They let me print some free business cards. So
Yeah,
I went
see?
and got a personalized one. It had my name on the front of it. Chrome effect. Boom. Pulled it out. Never gave a business card to anybody. I just had it for no reason.
Oh,
Well, don't worry. The amount of business cards I've collected in my life that ended up in my bin.
Yeah, there you go.
but in your head, when you got that, you said to yourself at that point in time, "Oh, wait till I give out a business card." Like,
I made it.
Pulling this out.
I made it, bro. I made it.
Call me.
That was the first promo I had as well at work. It was like I went from like a first line analyst to a team leader,
Okay.
right? And that was it. I made it.
There we go.
So where you put team leader on you?
Team leader, boy.
Immediately leased a Ferrari.
Boom.
Bought an 8-bedroom house.
Yeah, man.
That was it.
Team leader lifestyle, y'all.
Team leader lifestyle. I was prepping for MTV
TLL.
Cribs, boy. I'm telling you, it was that long ago. But anyway,
Where'd you get this Lambo from? Team leader.
team leader, baby. Come on.
Y'all ain't met my
I ain't
team.
knocking that.
Sorry for all the team leaders out there with Lamborghinis. My
Yes.
bad.
Definitely doing something on the side.
How are you guys?
Tired, man. I'm gonna say it again. I'm tired. I
Tired
am
of what?
tired.
Tired of what? Oh,
Uh,
sorry. Are my feet in this? Because I got my socks on.
Sorry.
So I went to a community meeting last night.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Right, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Community meeting.
Okay, so it was invite only, and it was basically
Hold on.
That's not-
Hold on. Whoa.
Communal.
A community meeting that's invite only. So then the community's
Sorry.
not there. Is that what you're saying? You get to invite who you choose into what? What kind of community is
That's
this?
Oh.
Secret communities.
Come, have your say. Whoa. Do you have your invite?
So it was representatives of the different
Okay.
masjids.
Okay.
Any you man Muslim?
No.
So back off.
But we
innit?
know what you're
This
talking
is about. This is a Muslim community
I get it.
affair,
All
right?
right. All right.
Okay.
All right. It was just the way you started with community. I joined the community. but I got an invite.
I hear you.
Look with your eyes and listen with your ears. I'm just saying.
What?
I'm just saying.
What just happened? What just happened?
All right. Okay. So
He
That
like
didn't even
went
go to
full
contact.
school,
Okay,
full school
community
teaching.
meeting.
representatives.
The idea is there's some mad stuff happening in the world. I'm not going to get into all that because
Yeah.
we chopped it up about that in the last podcast. And we need to be seen to do something.
Yeah.
I swear to you. I don't know if I should say this on camera. So I contributed in the way that I contributed. Others did as well.
Okay.
I just felt like we left and it wasn't really
Was it a lot of sharing of thoughts, but no
a lot of
actual
sharing
conclusion?
of thoughts. I think we should do this. I think we should do that. We should write letters to the MPs.
Yeah.
All of this business, right?
Okay.
And I'm trying to explain to these people that what you're doing is you're recreating a will, and it's a will that we don't even need,
Okay.
right? Like, the world has moved on from writing letters to your MPs and complaining about social affairs, right? I don't know if Neus is going to agree with this or not. I'm hoping he is. I think there is an element of sway that you can have if you have enough momentum and enough backing and enough noise and enough disruption for something to socially change, right? You have to have support at so many complex levels for something to socially change,
100%.
What do you mean by that?
right?
100%. So,
What do you
so
mean by
bro,
socially
so socially changed. So, for instance, I'm gonna say some crazy things because obviously this is now my bag. Thank you, welcome Sean to the show. In order to get the A, B, C, D, E, F, Gs and all of them around, you got enough. Once enough of them came around, what happened? What happened?
They got their rights.
They got their rights. With enough, bro, if you've got a militia of people, if you had a small army of people and you had demands, 9 times out of 10, unless your demands are crazy, like some Boko Haram type demands, yeah, the likelihood is they will give you what you want. Because it's a lot easier for them to deal with you in that way, to subdue you, than to actually try and fight the power. Do you get what I mean? In the sense of, so for instance, how many police officers do you reckon are in the UK right now? No more than 100,000.
I'd say about 100.
No more. No, there ain't even 100,000. I wouldn't actually tell you. I'm talking about the people that are on the street, not some desktop people.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's mad.
There's not even more than 100,000.
Can I verify this?
Bro, Google it. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Active
I might be
police
crazy.
officers, active
On the street, out here, arrest you right now.
Okay.
Yeah? There ain't going to be more than 100K. Yeah? Across the counties or whatever it is.
Okay.
How many people are there?
Really?
If enough people kick up a fuss, they can't contain you. They
Okay.
would rather give you what you want or allow some sort of change, resolve. Do you get what I mean? So if you were to actually get enough people behind you, bro, it's like having a petition. Why do they get people to say, go get me a petition with 8,000 million people's signatures and we'll talk about it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you have enough people behind you that will fight the same fight with you, you've got an army, bro. Like, do you get what I mean? You can do pretty much anything you want.
Okay.
Within reason. Think about it like this.
But
travelers. Why do travelers get away with doing all the things they do and nobody ever questions it? Because they've been doing it for time and they're a movement. They're an army. They're their own people.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me nothing.
On the beat, we're talking just under 80,000.
Wow.
Total workforce, we're talking 222. But that's admin, that's
That's what
this,
I said.
that's
No,
that,
bro,
everything, yeah?
come on, man. You think...
No, but on the
I
beat...
don't talk numbers unless you know that I looked at it. Somewhere I've looked at this
facts,
number.
yeah.
I said less than 100. Yeah, I did. I said less than
But that's
100.
mad. For a population of, what, 50-something million?
All
That's
right,
scary
bro.
numbers.
It's not. Because at the end of the day, the idea of the police, why do you think they have all the cameras? This is the one country that relies on cameras for everything.
Yeah. Is the most surveillance country in
They
the world.
don't need.
London is the most surveillance
They
city
They
in
don't
the world.
need bodies in the same way that they need.
I've
Bodies
noticed,
elsewhere.
you know the
So,
cameras.
but you hear what I'm saying. So with enough people, yeah, when everything was going off and the riots was happening, what's the first thing going on? Yo, we need to chill out. Yo, we need to stop this. Why?
Because you ain't got the
Because
numbers
you
to manage
don't
it.
have the numbers to manage it.
Yeah.
So if everyone who's on our side agrees with us and says, hey, yada, 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 that's not right, that's not cool. If the public is with us, then generally everything dies down, right? If the public is against us, then oh my God, we're stuck.
So I also believe. Yeah.
I agree.
Sorry,
with,
you were
I
going to
agree
say
with
something.
You, though.
What were you going to say? Yeah. So what? So
sorry, I went into some
this.
long
No. It's all good.
explanation.
It's all good. I'm glad you agree because this is how I look at it. Right. So we were talking about the situation in Palestine, and we weren't talking about condemning Israel, condemning Hamas, or condoning any of the atrocities. What we were saying is this: we're here solely from a humanitarian perspective. In our community, what can we do to help and contribute? Is it fundraising, sending money over there? Is it raising awareness for the atrocities that are happening over there? Is it educating the next generation on the realities, not just what the news is telling you? There was a whole load of things that were discussed, right? And it felt like it was old school meets new school. Okay. I was in there trying to explain to them that, look, we're in a different world now. When you've got MPs who are conservative friends of Israel and have picked a side, you're never going to be able to sit with those MPs and say, can you speak up for me and my cause or me and my concerns about what's happening in Palestine? Okay. You're just never going to be able to do it because these men have picked a side. Right. They've picked a side. They are conservative friends of Israel. You do have some people that are conservative friends of Palestine or Labour friends of Palestine. This is a formal group, and these MPs are. It's a well documented thing. They are funded. They're invited over there. They're hosted. It's a whole thing, and they're shown one side of the story, right? Now, what all of that takes away from is if I voted for an MP here, constituents by and large voted for MP in our area, right? He has to be seen to be somewhat impartial. Yeah. Cannot pick a side. If there is a war between the North and the South, he can't turn up and be like, yeah, the North of this town is actually absolutely right and, this is wrong and the South just need to bow down to it. You just can't do that. You can't arrest one side and not deal with the other. You have to find... That's what politics is. It's identifying diplomacy during conflict, right? Diplomacy is one of the hardest skills to master. So we're not saying to the MPs, go to the House of Commons and put pressure on blah, 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 call for a ceasefire, all of that. Because if the UN can't change anything, how we, a bunch of local community leaders and groups going to change anything, right?
But also, how are you going to change anything when the leader of the country has said they can't stop now, and then the potential future leader of the country has said they can't stop now?
Exactly. So I'm trying to explain to them that, look, focus on grassroots stuff. Yeah. This next generation coming up, they're going to be a victim to the narrative that's being sold right now, which is over the last 20 years, Muslims are X, and we justify. It's the same thing that happened to the Jews during the Holocaust. Leading up to the Holocaust, there was so much anti-Jewish propaganda about the way they look, about their belief systems, about how they see the world and how they see themselves as a supreme, group of individuals, so on and so on. There's a whole narrative sold to demonize Jewish people when in reality, the Jewish religion teaches nothing but peace and harmony, right? Yeah. It's the same thing I feel has happened over the last 2 decades, particularly since 9/11 when it comes to Muslims. There are a lot of Muslims that live in fear, children growing up choosing not to practice the Islam, and when things like Palestine happen, or you mentioned Boko Haram, what happens in Africa, or when you hear Libya, Syria, blah blah blah, all of these different countries, when you hear about these atrocities, by and large, it's Muslims that are affected. So this constant narrative of we're justified in what we're doing in these places, almost takes away from the humanitarian crisis. Yeah. Right. So. Like my thing is, you're going to write a letter to your MP, but your MP's already picked a side. What's the point? Yeah. You're not just, there's literally a group of pro-Palestinian supporters here, non-Muslims, that have written countless letters to the MP. Nothing's changed. Yeah. They've gone out and protested. Nothing's changed. They've gone out and done all of these things. Nothing's changed. So really, we're all kind of here for nothing. But there are some things that we could do at a grassroots level in our small community to affect change. Even at the very least, if it's, selling some food at our local mosques or in the markets or whatever and raising money and just sending it to the people of Gaza so they can just get a little bit of respite or food or whatever, right? That's it. But my God, it was just, you just had old school that were just constantly pushing a certain thing and they just wouldn't let go. And I felt I actually said it at one point. I said, look, you know what? We need to bring some youngsters to this table. I feel the older generation is just riddled with fear and ignorance. And, you know, we can't have that narrow-minded level of thinking. We just can't. We have to be open to new ways of doing things. AI in itself can teach you so much about the right way of doing things. You know, so if we utilize new technologies, if we utilize the youth, if we utilize what's available to us now that wasn't 20 years ago, to push back and fight a certain narrative.
Were they not open to that idea? Or?
No.
Of course they weren't.
What was the reason?
Called them ignorant.
No,
You
there's
know,
got
we
to be
have
more
to
it than just
we have to write a letter to the MP. We have to express our. And I was just like,
Yeah, but they don't know no different. Let them write their letter. That's one aspect. Why can't you do all that? Why can't you do more than one thing? Why does it have to be one thing?
so that's what one of the women said. So there was half the room was women, half the room was men, right? And the women like were just bringing fire. They absolutely were.
Yeah, they
All these
will.
great
Women
ideas,
always
all
have
these,
great-
you know,
well-
practical things. We had somebody who was like a community police liaison. And she was just like the whole time just telling everybody, look, I'm telling you what we did at the march, what we did this, what we did that. Everything was amazing. The police have got one view. The politicians have got another. Just know that you got the police's support. You know, you can put up Palestinian flags. You can go on marches. You can do whatever you want. No one's going to get arrested. It's absolutely fine.
Okay.
The police are okay. Politicians, it's a different story. You're just not going to get what you need. And anyway, I say all of this to say I was there for almost 2 hours, bro. And I was tired when I got back. And it's been playing on my mind since because I think, you know,
That was today.
that was yesterday.
Okay.
That was yesterday. Yeah, I kind of drained me mentally a little bit. I think.
Go on. So you know what? What were you gonna say?
So I feel like we're living in a world where the youngsters actually have far more clout now than when we were youngsters.
100%.
Right? They've
Yeah.
got far more
That's
capabilities.
been going on.
Yeah, yeah.
That
yeah.
you're right. It
It's
has.
been going on.
But we were far more.
Bro, let me tell you something. I have an opinion. It's crazy. I don't want to say this mad because I feel like when we're the old heads, that generation is going to thrive
Yeah.
because we understand them. We just never got a chance to be them.
Yeah. Facts.
You understand?
Facts.
Whereas like the people who are a little bit older now and are still in their old school ways and don't want to move on and don't want to adapt, you find that, yeah, that, you know, same thing I was telling you about even like Nigeria, politics, things like that. The old has to go before the new can come through and do what it actually has to do, because as long as the old is still there and the new can't be new.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Until you get rid of the king, there is no long live the king. Until that guy's gone, there is no new guy. You know what I mean? So even if you're the next guy, until it's your turn, you're not that guy. Do you get what I mean? So that's you know, and it was kind of like what we talked about the other day about when we talked about, and you were talking about like your pops and that, and I said it's just because it's not because you don't have that information. It's just because he had the command of the room.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
100%.
and in order to be that person, it's not about what your status is or whatever. It can be down to, like you said, it's down to how you communicate. It's down to, you know, seeing other people's being unbiased or what was it you said? Yeah, impartial. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's being able to say, cool, I get where you're coming from, and I do understand why you're upset, but at the same time, I gotta also listen to my man and hear what my man has to say. Like, it's about figuring it out, and I feel like a lot of the old heads don't want that, or don't know how, or don't feel like, I don't know. When you've given someone so much control of something, to take back control, it's almost the hardest thing.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like people don't like that aspect of, you're trying to take my thing, man. This is my thing. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess in a way you got to kind of show them that, yo, this is not what I'm trying to do right now. We don't want to take away from what you're trying to do. So write your letters. We're going to support you on your writing the letters. But when we doing this, we need your support too. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Because you're never going to win if you're just trying to get your point across, because nobody, them type of people don't want to just see your
No
point.
one's to listen
It has
to a
to
dictator.
be, what is it they do on politics? Oh man, here's the Greenpeace bill, but underneath this bill, we got everything else we want you to sign. So I got to do a little bit for you, and we're going to get mine signed too, right? You You got to play politics, man. And
Yeah.
that's all it is. Them dudes is politics.
But I feel like it's an age-old argument, isn't it? I feel like when it comes to matters of life and death, you can't play politics. It has to be clear-cut. We can't, on the one hand, 6 months ago, we were all saying, you know, Putin and turning off electricity and shutting water supplies and gas supplies to Ukraine was a barbaric thing to do. It was a war crime. It was this, it was that. But then when Israel does it, it's all good. Or we justify it. We say it's allowed because of X reason. You know, somebody gave, there was this on Joe Rogan's podcast, right? Loved that podcast. There was a lady came in, pro-Palestinian lady, and she said to him, like, you don't really understand the plight of those Palestinians until you actually go and visit. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know your struggle until I sit with you and you tell me. Mm-hmm. Or I come and visit your house and I see how you're living. Like, I can hear it from a distance. I can see Ash and he'd be like, oh, you know, news is this. But I'm never going to feel it. So she's saying, look, let's put Gaza to the side for a second. West Bank is the most surveillance place on earth. There is a camera pointed at every single Palestinian home, every single Arab home. You can see into the homes, right? If Hamas was an issue in West Bank, they could pick out every single Hamas member one by one, because that's how heavily surveillanced West Bank is. And every single day you've got these privatized groups that are going in and they're saying, that's our house now. You can literally go on YouTube and watch videos of this. Endless, thousands and thousands of videos of Israeli groups going in there with private militia or private, ex-army. They go in there with the uniforms or whatever, and they say to the Arabs, that's our home now. Get out. And they just throw all their things out in the street and they walk in and that's it. A new Jewish family moved in. You go to Gaza, open prison. We all know the stories about Gaza. The point is that when we're talking about things, this is why people are angry. This is why so many communities up and down the world are just like getting together and saying, what can we actually do? Because our politicians aren't doing anything. Everyone seems to be condoning this right now. And how do we change it? And like, I say all of that to say, when I was in that meeting last night, people are letting their egos get bruised. And it's just let everybody say what they want to say. Give the women a voice. Give the younger guys an opportunity to step forward and say, you know what, I've got some ideas. I've seen how you old schools have been doing it and it's not working, and maybe we should try this. And it felt like people were there just drowning other people's voices. And I've always been a bit of a justice warrior, right? When it comes to those types of things, I was like that at work. When somebody was being hard done by, I always went and supported them. And in that meeting yesterday, it was the wrong place and wrong time to try and bring justice into the room. Really, we're fighting for justice for something else. We can't create another battle inside the room. Do you see what I mean? And it was one of the rare moments where I actually had a great appreciation for my dad and what he was up against when he was trying to bring people together and end conflicts in the community. Because when you're dealing with egos, that's one of the hardest things 100%. To tame. One of the hardest things to tame, man.
100%. That's in all
the
aspects
ego.
when you're managing people.
Yeah, 100%. See it at work, right?
Being a moderator in a community, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
crazy.
You're managing egos.
So yeah, that's why I'm tired. Why are you tired?
Me?
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah, that bro.
Just it's non-stop. But it's good. I enjoy it, but it's just non-stop.
Yeah.
And just life in general. I don't live close to my place of work, so that travel tires you out, and then you want to try and socialise, so trying to make sure your weekends are busier.
How do you travel in? By car or
car?
Raking up the mileage?
I am brand new car, 2 years in. I bought it at 3 miles on the clock, like delivery miles. I'm at 51,000 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. But I bought a car that I wanted.
Yeah. And you drive it everywhere.
That ticked the boxes, and I've done a lot of road trips in it, and I've done stuff like that, and I'm paying.
It's not necessarily the car.
If you were saying that, and you'd been in just around town, I'd have said, yeah, you're killing it. But I know you travel, so
yeah, I'm getting the most out of it. If I'm gonna pick a bucket list type car, not bucket list, but yeah, it would,
bro. Why not?
It's 100%.
It's one of those ones in life.
100% up there, bro.
Yeah. So I've got a Toyota Supra. I've got like a new Toyota Supra, but I've had it for 2 years. I'll tell you what's crazy is when other people get in your car and you take them for a drive, and this is your everyday car.
Yeah.
You, like a guy at a petrol station, who was it? There was a guy who said to me, "Oh, do you park it up in the winter?" I was like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "This is my year-round car."
Mm.
And you take someone for a ride for the first time, and I took someone for a drive at work. Basically, someone said to me, "Hey, do you mind taking X out for a drive in your car? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And the person went, see, I told you he'd do it. So the guy wanted to ask me, but was a bit shy or nervous to ask me. And the person asked me, and I was like, absolutely, come, let's go. He was like, see, I told you, go with it. So I took the guy out and we were driving around, and the whole time he's like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. He goes, oh, do you know what? This is my dream car.
Wow.
And you don't think that sometimes. Sometimes you don't think, hold on a second, this thing that I drive every day, that I see as an amazing thing, don't get me wrong, I feel absolutely so fortunate to have it. But to some people, it's like, oh, that's a Toyota. To other people, it's this is my dream.
I don't know what fool would look at that car and be like,
I'm saying there are people. I'm saying
wow.
the people driving the Bugattis and there's
But the thing is this. And I think this is the beautiful thing about life, bro, is I can sell you this bottle for £1 and I can put this bottle online and sell it for 1,000.
Yeah.
And I might not get 10 million people buy it for 1,000, but I might get 10.
Yeah.
I might get 10 million people buy it for £1, but I might get 10 people buy it for £1,000. You get what I mean? Because it's relative to what you think.
What you see the value of it. Like for me,
see the value in it. And you're right, bro. Supra, shit. When I was a kid, man, that's a car everybody want.
So
it also depends on your upbringing, where you're from. Because, bro, the people I've seen, anyway, when I've been with you that appreciate the car, and the people that I know that would appreciate that car, they're car people. Or people that grew up in a certain era where that car was like the standout, you want one of them.
But it's strange because, go on, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I watched this very briefly. I watched this Instagram video where it's like telling you a mini story, right? And there was this girl who, I think her grandfather gave her a car. It was like an old, really old car, right? And he said, go sell it in the market.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've seen this.
Yeah.
Have you seen this,
Yeah.
right? But so you know the story, right? Eventually she goes to like a specialist place and he ends up selling it for all of this money. But in the dealership, she was offered like $1,000 or whatever, right? Because they understood the value of it. Yeah. And that the whole point of that is teaching you about yourself. Like if you're not valued in one place, go to another place, you might be valued there,
but
right?
It's not even just that, bro. Value isn't about a monetary price, bro. Do you get what I mean? Like value, like when they say the word adding value to something, it doesn't mean specifically putting money on it. Sometimes it means that, but that's not what it actually means. If someone adds value to your life, does it mean they just put money in your life? That doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So value is something that you hold.
Yeah.
It's what you specifically take something for. So at the end of the day, like I said, bro, I told you, you know the Supra I like. I grew up driving around in that one. Bumping
my old man used to have a red Supra.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He used to have a red Supra back in this is like 97, 98, that model, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's the model.
One. That's the same one. With
Had the lights that...
you used to pop the top off. The top didn't come off. You just had to do the... See? If you grew up in my era, you know that car. And you know what that car
but
was.
It's weird because my car underneath is a BMW.
Yeah.
So the new one, underneath, it's a BMW Z4.
Oh, is it?
It is.
A Z4?
So if you sit inside of my car, if you sit in my car,
it's a little bit faster though.
The dash is BMW, the gear stick's BMW, I drive like BMW, everything's BMW. But it's got Toyota's touches of like the seats, the design.
But Toyota have done that
a few times. They've
done it a few times.
Well, they've done it with Subaru, with the GT. Sorry, I'm a car person. They've done it with the GT86.
And that was a two-door, right? Like a Roadster.
So it's the GT86 they had, and then Subaru.
Haven't they done it with the new RAV4? Suzuki have got...
no, the Corolla as well. Suzuki used that.
Yeah.
So Suzuki literally rebadged the Toyota Corolla into Suzuki.
But that's, as I understand it, the new RAV4 is like that as well.
Yeah,
you get the
potentially
RAV4 and then
that as
there's,
well.
I think a Suzuki just slapped a badge on it and called it whatever else.
But literally, my car and a Z4 come off the same factory line in Austria. So they're built side by side. The difference is Toyota fettle the engine a bit more and give it a bit more power.
So
the Z4.
But it don't look the same on the outside.
No, it's because they collab, bro.
They
collab. So I bring something to the table for you. You give me something. So what they did was they gave them the whole underneath, but the cover, that's on you.
Toyota.
You figure that
body,
out.
the styling.
Yeah. We'll give you the
German.
Think about it like this. V-Dub, they do that across the board with all their cars.
All
their cars generally
Most
have
of
the
their cars
same
are Polos or
train,
Golfs.
and then they just.
They're all Polos or Golf chassis.
Yeah.
You go in.
So underneath is a BMW. Now, poses two things. Now, The older generation, I say the older generation, those above 25, maybe and above. No, I'm going to say 30 and above. Show nothing but love.
Yeah, man, because we grew up in that era. That's
Nothing
what I'm
but
saying.
love. Like, especially the older heads, like 50 plus. You get so many people just stop and be like, what is this? It's beautiful. What is it? You know, what make is this? It's a Toyota. What? And they look at it. But those in the early 20s and the late teens,
They won't get it.
oh, it's so toxic. It's so toxic. That car scene is and I grew up in the car scene. So we used to go to the local cruise up in
There's
town
two of them
centre.
here, innit? There's one near
Are you gonna say there's one near Junction 30, like near the
no.
Tesco and all that? Or
Nah.
there's one in Central, but
Yeah, but there's one near the near Emerson. That side.
yeah.
H8.
Yeah.
There's always
so
a
you
crew
get
there.
around there, but the main one's in Central,
Yeah.
and that's always been there. Same car park for many years since I was young. Now, when we were young, we used to go there and park up. No matter what car came through, you'd admire it, you'd appreciate it, you'd appreciate the person's worked hard for it, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If I ever drive through that, which I've done 2 or 3 times, just to see if it ever changes, like the way the car's perceived or taken in, oh, it's just nothing but spiteful comments as you drive through.
Wow.
Oh, it's like spiteful, real spiteful. Nice BMW. Is that a Supra? And they'll just nothing but ripping the car as you drive around.
Wow.
Literally nothing but ripping the car as you drive around. And it's, bet that's a company car. And I don't know if it's hate, like just general jealousy and hate or what it is. But anywhere I go, even I was out of town, I went to a petrol station, I walked in, and the guy behind the till was 19. And he went, oh, I love that car. It's so nice. Beautiful car. I was like, thank you. And he even said, I don't know why it gets so much hate. And I literally went, oh, how old are you? And he went, 19. I went, yeah, that's your generation, mate.
Yeah.
I was like, trust me, I don't get, in my age group and above, I don't get any hate. I was like, it's your generation that have this love-hate relationship with it. And I don't understand
because they
why.
used
So
to
it was
buy
this
badges,
was
bro.
this your dream car? Was this the
One
the
off,
one?
yeah.
So
But-
if money, let me ask you, man, a question. Money's no object.
Yeah.
What car are you getting? One
Oh.
car. One vehicle.
Oh, see, I play another game where it's like one family car, one track car, one super car. Anyway,
Nah,
but
man,
one
this
car.
is
One car.
money's not an object. One car.
Rolls Royce Wraith.
Okay.
Mercedes Vito.
Nice. The van.
The people
Oh,
carry a joint
bro.
with tables and all of that in it.
Well, I'd just get
Oh,
the van
okay.
if I were you.
I thought you were on about the 14-seater with the square windows.
I mean, I'll take that too.
No, because
Nah,
people
bro.
take those cars and
For
they
real.
turn them into.
Oh god, I'm getting the look.
People take
Ash,
those
I'm getting the
vans,
look.
yeah, but people take those vans, they
Bro,
turn them
you're
into like
judging me.
first
Why you
class
judging me?
cabins.
I ain't judging you.
You
I'm
are judging me.
Okay,
gave
I
you
am
an
judging
answer,
you.
There are
judging
ones
me.
of those that can cost up to $1 million.
no, but I
It's not
said,
even about- it's not
can I
even
just
about that, bro.
replay? Can I
It
just
is.
replay?
Money's no object.
I
It's
said
not about
money's
the
no
money.
object.
Yeah,
And
I
you
went
said
for a
it.
basic car, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Bro, let me ask you this, yeah. So, number one, you buy your Lamborghini. Money's no object. You got your car.
He hasn't said
Yeah.
his car yet, but
Well, no. But let's just assume that's not what he's gonna say. But let's just assume Lamborghini's a car that most
Yeah,
people
yeah.
might go, yeah, I'd get that. That's my dream car.
yeah,
Motherfucker, you can only drive one other person around.
yeah.
Number one. Number two, bro, I've driven these cars. So, bro, I've driven almost every car there is in the world. I'm not rich. I've just had a job that gave me that opportunity. But what's crazy is,
He's
bro,
rich.
you can't hear the music when you're playing it. Yeah, bro, what's the point in that car? Bro, I want chauffeur-driven luxury.
That's
Put
why I
my
said
whole
Rolls Royce
family
Wraith.
in this bitch, and I put my feet up, and I'm chilling, play Spotify, y'all, and we out. Here we go. I want my house on wheels, B. I don't want some fancy, bro. That's why I don't own a car now. That's why I'm not into
No,
all of
but
that.
when I wasn't looking at that Mercedes Vito. I was looking at the 14-seater,
Bro, I'll
3
take,
rows.
I'll take any of that.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
I'll take any of that.
No, but you said the one with the big chairs and the kickback and all of that, right?
Yeah, because the one I'm talking about has tables and
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
so the
yeah,
one I'm
yeah.
talking about is probably I want to say 2 in the front, 2
Facing.
2 and 3, 3 2 2 2 is about nine seater. The table in the middle, play some Uno while you're on your road trip.
Yes.
I like luxury, but
that's why I said
I
Wraith.
like comfort and chill. B. At the end of the day, guess what? You can't sleep in your Lambo if you get stuck somewhere.
Actually, no.
How you gonna sleep in your Lambo sitting up real tight? Me, I put every seat down. I'm chilling in my big ass van. I'm just a practical person. When it comes to anything, I choose the practical version over anything else. I don't want your fanciness. I don't want your craziness, because the practical version will work for everything. Yeah. Why do you think I bought the car I had when I had that car? Bro, I could fit my house in that car. I didn't need a moving van. Y'all mother paying all that money for moving van. I fit my whole house in that car. I moved my whole house in that car. I took me 5 trips, but I moved my whole house in that car. Bro, I'm about being practical.
What would you go for?
So, for me, it's got to be the range. And
which one though?
So probably the SVR.
Wait, money's no object.
Money's no object. Yeah.
So
over a Bentley Bentayga, over any 4x.
Bentley Bentega's ugly.
Why?
Lamborghini Urus is.
So why
is
did you choose? Why did you choose that? Then?
Yeah.
See, now I'm going to judge you now. Your turn. Your turn. Why did you choose that?
Huh? Because I think it's the gold standard for that size vehicle. I mean, Range Rover set the standard. They do for large, 4x4 vehicles. They do. You could take that thing off road. You can drive it on road. It's comfortable either way. It's got space. It's got luxury.
They set the luxury standard, I'd have said yeah. I wouldn't say they set the standard. If we talking Jeeps, you want to be talking about Land Cruiser. You want to be talking about the OG mother country Johns.
No, I would put Land Rovers over.
No. I'm not saying you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're talking luxury, I get that. But if you're talking practicality
yeah.
and 4x4ness, then bro.
I'm gonna change my answer because I forgot they make the Cullinan.
Yeah.
The 4x4 rolls.
Yeah.
Cullinan.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's what I'd go for.
That's nice. See, that's a nice one.
But that's not my dream car.
Yeah.
That's not my dream car. If
money
was no object, then I could only buy one
somebody's
car.
got that in MK.
Yeah.
I think it's
and that's why I went with the car I went with. Because if you said money's no object and I could only buy one car, then for the rest of my life, I would rather have a versatile car than some car that I can't use for everything.
But if money was no object, I'd have all the cars.
Yeah, exactly. So
like
depending
all
on what
the
scenario
cars.
you're talking
Bro,
about.
all the
See,
cars.
I wouldn't.
So I drive.
Okay, so
all the cars,
if we're talking
to
like,
what degree all the cars?
I'd have all
minis.
the cars. Yep. So I was literally just about to say this, and you took the words out of my mouth. I drive the Supra now, right? I'm the kind of guy in my head that I genuinely would chop that Supra in to get a Mini, like a hot Mini,
like the proper one.
and then I'd get rid of that. Do you know what I was looking at the other day? Randomly, the new electric smart car. Because for a certain deposit, it's £99 a month. I'm the kind of guy who would do that. Because I'm not one of these people who's like, I have to go.
The Benz thing.
No.
2-door Benz, John.
The little smart car, the little
Get out of here.
Smart
Ash.
2.
You're not doing that.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I'm the type of guy who will look up those things and do it. I've had so many different cars. You know what one of my favorite cars is? A Yaris. I had a Yaris.
I love a
T-Sport.
Yaris.
I had an 05
I was
plate
driving
Yaris
in pack.
Sport. And for me, that's one of the best cars I ever had. Because I didn't have to
this little
care
smart
about
car,
it.
they've sorted it out a bit, haven't they? It doesn't look that bad, yeah.
The new ones. To be fair, they've got a brand new one coming out that's all electric, and they're doing
one
a
electric
version of it.
future for
Wait, which one are you on
smart
about?
number one line? So it's the 4-seater.
No, so this is the new one. That's their new one. Yeah,
So
this
this
is their
one-
brand new one. I'm talking about the little 2-seater thing. But that's their brand new one, and they're bringing a Brabus version of that out as well. There's literally a Brabus one finished of that, ready to go.
Yeah.
And it's like a really hot luxury version.
Do you remember when, I don't know if you know this, but there was like some EU legislation passed, some law which said that every car company has to make a eco-friendly car or something like that.
So it was that their entire range
Yeah.
had to be of a certain standard of emissions. And I know exactly which car you're going to talk about.
Go on.
You're going to talk about the fact that Aston Martin took the Toyota IQ and made the Signet, which was a IQ with a V8.
That's crazy.
It had like a...
So
not a V8,
crazy.
it was like a crazy engine.
So crazy.
So I know someone who had one.
Okay.
And I've been in one.
Okay.
They are pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But they were literally just to tick the box of...
Yeah. And I remember seeing it on Top Gear.
Yeah.
And they were like, this thing's blowing our mind. Like, it's just... Have you
Yeah,
seen
that car
this?
was really weird. I know someone who had one. The guy who owned a building company around here had one.
Like,
And a friend of mine used to be allowed to drive it. But yeah, it was a bit of a crazy car. You know, there's Toyota IQs.
Aston Martin, bro.
I'm pretty sure it was the IQ. They took the IQ and they turned it into that. The Aston Martin Signet. I used to see them around now and again. They were crazy priced as well.
Wouldn't. No.
But anyway, that's why I'd say all the cars, because I would have random cars in there. Random cars.
What's the most random car you'd have?
So for me, if I had unlimited money, I could buy multiple cars. I'd buy cars from movies.
Yeah, like memorial car, drive around in Batmobiles and like
That type of stuff, yeah. Buy cars from
the
movies.
Dukes of Hazzard car.
Straight up.
With their
Just
racial
turn up
flag
with
just
some other
there.
stuff, like, yo.
Confederate flag on the top. You just
Bro,
driving
turn up
around.
with Terminator's car. Turn up with Batman's car. Turn up with anybody's car.
Night Riders.
Pull
Nah,
up.
but the best movie car has to be Aston Martin, right? 007's.
007's Astons.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Turn up in any car that's been in a movie.
Weirdest
bro.
cars though.
I turn up in the Blues Brothers cop car. What?
The most different cars.
No,
Yeah. I don't know. There's loads of like random cars where I'm just like, oh, I wouldn't mind owning that. For me, it has to be a car you don't see regularly. That's why I have the Supra. I had options of other cars to go for in that price bracket. I looked at them all, and they all had good performance. But this particular car ticked all the boxes and was rare, and that's why I liked it. You can go to London. I could take my car to London. We've done it. We drive around
You only
central
see, like,
London. Bro,
one,
car
if you're
spotters
lucky.
jumping out, people chasing the car to take pictures. I'm not even kidding.
Mad.
People jump out in the middle of the road with cameras to film it. I've had people like guide me whilst they film it. Loads of people always stop to take pictures at traffic lights, stuff like that. You get a lot of love yelling out nice car and all this. You'll see whilst you're there, multiple rolls, 20 plus G-Wagons, Bentleys, this, that. You will never see another Supra. Maybe one in every 10, 20 trips. Genuinely. You just don't see them very often.
Standout appeal.
But anyway, that drive is quite tiring, but I have the right car for the trip. It's a beautiful car.
Come on, man.
Don't get me wrong. The Range is a beautiful car. Like, really beautiful
Like, and the
car.
new one. So I watched
I'm not a fan.
the Car Wow review of it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I like the Car Wow reviews. They're
Shout out
pretty
to
good,
Matt
right?
Watson.
Yeah, he's really good. So, bro, this thing is no joke.
Yeah.
It's got everything
Everything.
that you could just get into a vehicle, and
Everything.
they've got it. Sorry, bro, they've got it right.
All the tech, everything. It's all
Everything.
in there. But the thing for me is, right, so for the price point, though, for me, I can't justify that much money for that. There's so many other things I would get instead of it. But
That's,
again,
that's over 100 bags, isn't it?
yeah. Oh, start
Yeah.
Bro,
depending
you know
on
the problem I
spec
have
and
with
this
this
and that.
is you still don't get the luxury I think you should get for the money you're
Thank
paying.
you. That's what
bro.
I'm trying to say. It's like, for
Like,
how much you
for,
pay.
for the money
you are paying an
bro,
element
I
of the
want a
badge.
masseuse in my car, bro. I don't want those.
No,
leather
but
suits.
what car company provides a masseuse, bro?
What car company charging me that for that?
No,
Exactly.
but there is no car company in the world that's
Exactly.
giving you a masseuse.
But what I'm saying is, bro, for the price you're paying for
I
that,
don't know. Some of these Chinese got no money.
for the price you're paying for that, you could hire a masseuse and buy a different car, bro. That's what I'm saying. You could do other things with your money and live. I could hire my personal chef and be a better life than driving that car. That's all I'm saying. It's for the luxury that you get. Is it that luxurious though, bro? That's a deposit on us. That's actually paying off someone's
Let's
flat.
Let's go to the Land Rover garage.
Bro, I don't rate them. I'll
No,
tell
no,
you
but
now
let's
for
just
fun.
go. Hear me
Bro,
out.
I'll come with you. I don't
Just
rate them. I've driven them. I've driven not the latest one, but I've never been a fan.
But this is what I'm saying to you. This latest one is mind blowing, and I promise you, like this is absolutely no joke.
Why is it
When we
mind-blowing?
go-
Why is it mind blowing?
Because
Give me 3 reasons why it's mind blowing.
Are we going to pause for a second for an ad break for Range Rover?
No, I just want to
just
know.
wanted to double
I
check.
just want to know. No,
Sponsor me,
we're getting that sponsorship.
sponsor me.
Getting that sponsorship.
Why
This
not?
episode is brought to you by
So
Range
tell me, give me 3
Alright.
reasons. 3 reasons why it ticks your boxes, and I'll give you the 1 or 2 reasons I believe it won't.
Right. Engaging technology. The things that you can touch and use in that are
Okay.
second to none, right?
Okay.
Uh,
Show me this
comfort-
thing again. Show me this
comfort.
thing again. Show me this thing again. Go on.
Okay.
And comfort, yeah?
comfort, as a driver and a passenger.
Okay.
Like the way the seats are made, the way they're designed, positioned, everything, the space, the options that you get for massage, all of that, right? It's just, they've perfected it. They've absolutely perfected it. And the other thing is, I mean, if you're a driver, it's the drive itself. This thing is no joke. And you would never suspect it. It's like they've got electric versions as well that are just absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So what I believe that they've done with this new Range Rover, I'm not on about the Sport, I'm not on about the Villa, I'm on about the Range Rover, which was historically the Vogue, right?
Yeah.
It is their flagship vehicle. It is the Mercedes S-Class of 4x4s. It just is. It sets the standard, sets the tone for every 4x4 that's released thereafter.
But I agree with that. I've never said they're not. And the reason I know they're not, I've never said they're not, is because they're a leader in what they do. Generally, like Mercedes and BMW, the leaders always have the best tech first. They always come out with the more creative designs first, and then everything gets handed down to everybody else like a stepchild. So I do get that. But for me, the things that always never tick my boxes with cars like this is the details. Yeah, you can get all the drive right. You can put all the camel leather you want in that and make it smell like Jesus was anointed in here. Bro, there's going to be bits that you miss. The little funny dials, the little funny things.
Let's not bring religion. Why are you bringing Jesus into this, bro?
I said like Jesus was anointed. I didn't bring him in there. I just said it going to smell like he was anointed because I imagine that smelled graceful one day. I'm just saying. All right? My bad. But what I'm saying is just the little things.
I can't condone this, man.
It's the little things that they do that then I go, for the money I'm paying, this should not be like this.
That's literally the point I was
It's
trying
the
to make.
snags, bro. When you get the building done and they go, hey, this shouldn't be like this. I need y'all to fix this before I get it. You know? It's little things like that. But don't get me wrong. No one's perfect.
Benefit in kind for that Range Rover is 5%. 5% tax for the year if you get that as a company car.
What?
Benefit in kind.
Yeah,
5% tax. That's it.
Bro, wait, how?
Because they're over 100 grand. Those cars are over 100 and they weigh so much, innit?
And
Are you saying that's a good
no,
thing?
so
What,
benefit
are you
in
saying
kind.
that's a good thing?
Yeah. So
How is it 5% on a Range Rover?
because of the how eco-friendly it is. So normally benefit in kind is largely linked to price of the vehicle, but also the effect that it has on the climate.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yes, it's over 100,000, but it's a very eco-friendly car. Like it doesn't impact the environment.
Range Rover?
Yeah.
How? How is it
Bro,
environmentally friendly?
I don't sit here with the statistics and
Maybe the electric. Well, the electric one should be tax free.
But the electric one is still going to be...
So that is actually the electric one, the EV. Range
Yeah,
Rover
the
EV.
electric one will be that.
Yeah, but they're not going to be
Oh,
tax-free.
the one with an engine.
You know they're not going to be tax-free. for
All
this
electric
one.
range.
No, they are. They're not
73.9
anymore
miles.
for benefit in kind. After this April, they changed the tax bracket, but it's not that bad. It's like 5%. Whereas the one with an engine, you're going to be paying thousands a month in benefit in kind for that. Thousands. I know
think
people who had
thousands?
diesel. I know people who had E220Ds, coupes,
Yeah.
Mercs, and they were paying like all in with their finance £900+ a month
Yeah.
plus their benefit in kind. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the problem is,
I had a BMW X1. X1 was it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it, the red one,
Yeah,
orange one, or whatever it was. I only had it for 3 months. It was just a stopgap, but whilst I was looking for a vehicle. But I took it off the company for 3 months, and I was paying £650 a month for that.
So I
It
had
didn't make
the
sense.
option
Yeah.
to get a company. I have the option to get a company car,
Yeah.
and I was genuinely about to pull the trigger, wasn't I? On like I was choosing between a Toyota Prius or a Hyundai, whatever it was. The one you had as a courtesy car, as a rental.
530 or some shit.
Really, they're both good cars. I'm going to order it, just about to, and I was like, "What am I doing?" Like the amount I'll be paying in company cars, like 500 plus.
Yeah.
I pay less than that for my Supra. I was like, I'd rather buy a car, take the car allowance as a monetary value, and just buy my own car.
Yeah.
No one
So
should ever
I
get
took the
company
cash.
cars.
I've always taken the... I mean...
Yeah, no one
like
should
I
ever
said,
take company cars.
Yeah.
Like, because you're locked into something with it. If you leave, it can cause issues for
Well,
you.
with most companies, if you leave, you have to pay out the remainder of the
Unless
the
they
term,
have other
right?
people that it's
take
pool
it.
cars and
Yeah,
they can swap them around.
They can take it. Yeah.
Unless they can do that, which I've been in that situation as well, and that was great. because that came with a fuel card and everything. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Literally only paid the benefit in kind tax, and they gave you the car as a perk. So
Yeah.
I paid like £60 a month for it,
Wow.
which wasn't too bad. But yeah, we're like 50 minutes in, and yeah, we've done is spun off from we're all tired to these conversations. By the way.
I was never tired. Remember, I said I was 100% at the beginning.
But yeah, like the drive, work, everything like that to go back after 30 minutes from the original question. I'm tired for these reasons, but booked myself a holiday.
Where you going?
Amsterdam.
Okay.
I'm going in December, mid-December. I'm going the week before Christmas.
On your ones?
No, with a friend it's his first time.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to show you a good time, Neus. Don't worry about it. No, I'm joking. It's not Neus.
Bro, I wouldn't believe that even if you convinced me.
I
I'm
know.
telling you,
No,
man.
it's his first time.
Did you get that?
I was about to say something crazy.
He's
until
so
you
gone.
chimed in. No, I was because you said I was gonna go with somebody that stayed first time. I was like, so you're taking a virgin with you to Amsterdam?
Yep.
Yeah.
Amsterdam, I've been 4 times, bro.
So he's held off
I was a lot
going.
I
younger
can't
then.
remember how many times I've been now.
Well,
I
he's
stopped counting.
he's held off because his
I've been
first
with a
time he
different
wanted to go with
person
me.
every time.
Yeah, he wanted to go with me for his first time. So he's held off for ages. I mentioned
Literally
I was
every
wanting to go
single
back.
time I've been with different people.
Yeah, this is my 20th trip.
Yeah, I ain't that many. I know that for a fact. It ain't that
Yeah, this is my
many.
20th. This is his
Ash
first.
loves Ash loves a bit of damn.
There was a period in my life
Where he was damn.
where I only went to Amsterdam. I didn't go anywhere else but Amsterdam, and I would go 3 times a year to Amsterdam. It is my second home. It's my home away from home. I love it.
But
It's where
but
I
he don't speak the Dutch.
it's where I go to switch off.
And you had a
know what I'm
great
saying?
time every single one of those trips.
Yeah,
No dramas, no issues, no nothing. Because that's a whole load of trips.
The only time I had an issue going there was one occasion, and it was because of the person I went with, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
The
always
person
the
I went
case.
with was not going through a great time.
Mm.
They're very
Be like
close
that.
to me.
Be like that.
Yeah, and their family even warned me before we went that you haven't seen them for a while and they've changed. But I was going with them to kind of catch up after a while,
Yeah.
and it turned into 3 days of. I had a great time, but whenever I was having to deal with that person or be around that person, it was a nightmare. And I was sharing a room with them, but luckily we only crossed paths very small amounts of time because he'd be out all night, I'd be out during the day.
Mm.
But yeah, every time I've gone, it's been amazing. It's where I go when I need to get away from UK, but I also don't want to be like overly like you go
Sounds
on
like
holiday.
Tenerife.
Yeah, exactly. You know when you go like on a 3-4 day holiday, and you
Mm.
try and pack so much in that by the time you come back, you need a 3-4 day break for it.
Yeah.
No, this is where I can go to just switch off.
Yeah.
Like I know all the streets as well as I know my local streets. I know all the places I want to go. I know all the restaurants I want to like. I have my
Like
spots.
Tenerife.
Mm.
Yeah. So he has his spot. Tenerife. Mine is Amsterdam.
Is that Tenerife for you?
Tenerife is the place I can go switch my phone off, and I don't need to be in the world anymore.
Yeah.
I'm good here. I could be a different person. I'm not Sean. I'm Senor Sean.
Wow. He's got it like that.
Senor.
Yo,
I'll be
it's a
real
nice
with you,
place.
boys. For me, like, nah, it's not even PK. It's Saudi, man.
Swear.
Yeah.
So can I ask you
Okay.
something?
Yeah,
Would you move there?
I would. Yeah.
So can I ask you something?
Do you
It's a
live there?
genuine
I'm playing.
question. No,
Every
genuine
time you
question.
ask me this, I'm a
And I don't mean this disrespect. I'm going to ask it straight.
Just
'Cause-
say it as it is, bro.
okay. So
Say it with your chest.
someone on my social media, I'm not going to mention who, is very loud about the conflict in Middle East, in Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Is very loud about it and is constantly posting stuff about the opposition.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
But is currently holidaying and saying how beautiful Saudi is.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
And obviously you've said Saudi, great place, all of this.
Yeah.
So you know where I'm going with this, surely.
I want you to go there
Okay,
first before
so-
I assume.
I'm questioning when I saw when I saw this person's post, and I was about to message him, but I thought it's not even worth it because I can't be bothered. I was going to ask them, like, I don't understand how you can be rooting for that. You can be so loud about that matter, but then go to a country that's so controversial in its
So what? They're
leadership.
pro-Israel.
No,
They're pro-Palestine.
Palestine,
Okay.
anti-Israel
Yeah.
because of the oppression
Yes.
from Israel.
So
Yet,
they go to Saudi.
and saying it's beautiful, it's this, it's that, it's
So
what an
how are you
amazing
correlating?
place.
I just want to be clear what you're saying.
Yeah, but the history, you're talking history, bro.
What do you mean?
The history of it.
I don't think he is. I
No.
think he's talking
Okay,
now.
cool.
I'm talking about the current controversies around their leaders
Okay.
Yeah.
and what they're saying about that country, and that there are these same people going there and saying it's such a great place. I live there. This and that.
Saudis
And you're
are-
well, hold on a
Yeah.
second. You can't say these guys are so oppressive. They're so this and so that without looking into the history of that country and the leadership of that country and saying, but this place, wow, like
Yeah, but this place, wow, because I'm there and all I'm seeing is the same thing he said. If you said this place, wow, and put them in a place that is fancy, nice, cool, then that's what they're telling you. They're not seeing the oppression. They're not watching all this stuff on TV. They're not.
but you hear about it's been in the news plenty.
But it's the history of it.
It's been in the news plenty.
Yeah, but so's everything else in the news, bruh. I've heard about the Hiroshima bombings, but that don't change my mind on life. It happened.
So that's why I was
You get
just
what I mean?
generally asking for. I'm
So
not saying
when it comes to
as I said,
history, I always find that to be a crazy subject because you can't judge.
I get it, but in this case, it's not about Saudi's history. It's about Saudi's current leadership and their strategy around
All right, so what's wrong with their current
international
leadership?
affairs. I don't want to say too much about it,
we
mainly
can't go
because
too much,
because as a Muslim, this is gonna sound
they are as well, by the way.
yeah. So
that's what I wanted to ask.
so the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was an Arab, right? He was from it wasn't called the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at the time, but he was from the Arab world, right?
Yeah.
So for me to talk ill of Saudi is to talk ill of him, and I just wouldn't. I
It's a
wouldn't
holy
entertain
land.
that. Yeah, it's a holy land.
It's a holy land,
So when
yeah.
I say I go there to switch off, it's because I go there to do my pilgrimage. And I'm telling you, when you can see 800,000 people walking the streets but hear a pin drop,
Yeah,
that's true solace.
of course.
That's true peace. Like, and it's every experience I've had there is amazing. So that's what it is for me. And I know it's like a different type of solace, a different type of chill, but it is that nonetheless. You can literally switch off from life when you're
And I'm
there.
not going to question that.
Yeah.
Did you see where my mindset
I
went
see-
with
yeah,
it? Where I was like,
I see
well,
where
hold
you're
on a
going with
second.
it.
How are you when?
Yeah.
Like,
I see it, but you know what? In all honesty, I think when it comes to that conflict, Israel is like the one place that people want to condemn but don't.
yeah,
Because they know the strategic alliance that can be had with Israel and how much influence they have with the West and in the Middle East. They are a genuine threat in the Middle East, right? And to the countries around them, and they are the biggest ally of US, of UK, of NATO, of So you're talking about the smallest but biggest bully in the playground.
bro,
you really are, right?
I know this firsthand
So-
as an Iranian heritage person. Like,
Yes.
I know firsthand the issues that are
Yeah.
around that. But so
I guess what I'm saying is, in order for Saudi to be this new Saudi,
yeah,
they need to form those alliances.
yeah.
I'm not justifying it. I'm not
No,
condemning
no,
it.
no,
I'm
no.
not condoning it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just speaking from a factual perspective. If you want to make it in the streets, you got to go talk to the guy that runs the streets and say, this is what I want to do.
Don't get me
And
wrong.
he has to
And
give
as
you
I said,
permission to do it.
and as I said, don't get me wrong. Time can change a nation.
Mhm.
Like a history can change with time, of course. But that's the only reason why I looked at it, because this person was posting stuff about Saudi in between posting this stuff. And it was almost, I started questioning, like, I don't get it. I don't understand. But at the same time, fair play.
They might not know the deep.
That's the point. So that's why I didn't really bother. And at the same time, I haven't got time for it, because I once got into an argument with someone about protesting. You know, earlier you mentioned about protesting and this and that. I once got into, not an argument, I once upset a very good friend of mine. And I love this guy to bits. He lives out in the Middle East now. He is a close friend and I've got so much love for this guy. But once he almost kicked me out of the car in London on the way home from work. And it's because he was talking about they were going to go for the protests for the wars in the Middle East. This was at the time of the wars in Iraq, that kind of stuff, right?
Was this during like the Middle East uprising?
This
or
was
before
like
that?
early 2000,
Oh, okay.
early 10s, like 2010s,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
around that time,
Yeah, yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
So it's during still full-blown warfare in the Middle East and stuff like that. And I can't remember what it was related to, but there was a march going on or a protest to stop a particular war from happening. And it could have been the stuff in Libya. I can't
Probably
remember.
Libya.
Yeah.
At that time, it might have been Libya or Syria.
But they were going to do a march.
Yeah.
And I naively at the time said, but I still said it with complete confidence of what I was thinking at the time. And I still do think I was right in saying what I said at the time is, but I don't get why. And he was like, because we're going to go march and rah. And I said to him, personally, this is what I said at the time. Personally, I don't see the point in protesting because it doesn't change anything. And he literally stopped the car and was like, get out. He literally wanted to kick me out of the car because he's always protested for and marched for different things. But my conversation at the time didn't come from a place of malice. What I was trying to say to him is, I can't recall, unless you can give me a version, I can't recall a time where everyone protested and it didn't change, where it changed it. It changed it from happening.
Do you still believe that?
Well, I haven't seen it change anything.
So you don't think the BLM movement changed anything?
No, I'm not
What
saying
did it-
that
what
didn't
did it
change
change?
anything.
Legislative changes in America, like there was 75 different legislative changes
Of
because
what?
of it was a global movement.
Of what though? What changes?
I don't know, but I remember reading it at the time. And
But
I,
that's
No,
my thing
but-
is
but
like,
this is the thing. So
by and large, has
time-
anything
no,
changed?
no, no,
Nothing
no,
has changed.
no, no,
But we were
time-
talking about-
So
at
this
that-
is so
go
this
on.
is so this is what I was gonna say. You got enough numbers. They feel the threat. They pander to you.
yeah.
They do certain things to make you feel better.
Yeah.
But did anything actually change? Man, them are still getting pulled up and squeezed
Yeah,
down
yeah, of course.
and
Plus-
everything else. So what actually changed?
Plus,
Yeah.
people. So, at the time I was talking about conflict.
Yeah.
So I wasn't talking specifically about like march movements for race and stuff like that because I believe in that stuff did make a change and a shift in mindset for a generation. But what I'm saying is when people have protested and marched for conflict, tell me when it stopped the conflict from happening. Tell me when a march stopped a war. Because I
think
can't
marches
recall when
have
a march
stopped,
has
of
stopped
course, ceasefires, but have they stopped a war? No.
Tell me where it stopped an invasion or stopped us from doing... Stopped, not us, but stopped the powers that be from doing what they
A
want
million
to do.
people marched to stop Iraq war, and it still happened.
Afghan war, Iraq war, Libya,
Yeah.
Palestine. This isn't the first time there's been protests for Palestine. Don't get that wrong. This has happened over and over again. It's just getting louder with each time and getting more extreme with what's being shared. I'm not saying it's a hopeless... That's by no means am I saying that. I'm saying have a voice, share it, speak up, say what you want to say, and share what you want to share. But my argument with him is I don't understand what the outcome you want.
Imagine a world where nobody protested.
Okay.
This is because of what's happened recently in our town,
Okay.
right? And the marches and things like that. I've had this conversation with a number of people.
Okay.
Imagine if we didn't have... Imagine if nobody protested about anything.
But this stuff was still happening.
This stuff was still happening.
Okay.
I believe that would do so much damage to the psyche of so many people, especially the people that are being oppressed, right? When the people of Palestine saw millions of people marching for them globally and saw this footage, they were grateful for it, thankful for it, and they said, you're bringing awareness to our pain. They don't want anything more from us than that.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of them are in their convictions about, yeah, we're actually good. Because when we die, we're going to heaven. That's how strong their faith is.
Yeah.
Right? We're good.
Yeah.
I literally watched the footage of a guy saying, yeah, we're drinking sewage water. We're actually drinking sewage water. But don't pray for me. Pray for yourselves because you man have gone to sleep. We're good because when we die, we're straight up there. Like their conviction is like unmatched. It really is. So with them, they're grateful for it. They see it, and they what they realize is it keeps the international community talking about this, and the debate never goes off the table.
Of course.
If enough people make enough noise, things happen. Is it to the degree and to the extent that you wanted it? No, it's not. That's the harsh realities of this world.
Okay.
It just is. But I think if we were in a world where nobody went out to the streets and created some ruckus and noise about we don't agree with this, I think it would be a worse place to live.
So in my world, the way I look at it is, why are we quick to do that with things going on outside of this country, but we don't do it for things that are happening to us directly?
It's a valid argument. Valid
Why are
argument.
we happy to continue being squashed in our own country and no one talks about it, and we just have this we talked about this, we have that
Overtaxed,
mentality of
over this, over
but we
that.
talked about this where we just go, oh well, it's better than it was last year because it went up
Yeah.
by 10 but it went down by 1. Yes, we saved 1.
So. Let's just go with my opinion. This is just my opinion. I believe we are a very submissive society, right?
Okay.
And when the news tells people something, by and large, people believe it. When a particular, hear me out. So when we're
I
told,
wouldn't say the news. I would say society. That's the word I would use.
but if the news didn't have an impact, my brother,
no, but
it wouldn't be the conglomerate it is. Like governments and whatever, groups, organizations wouldn't rely on pushing a message through the media if it didn't impact.
No,
People
media,
do believe it.
no.
Everyone
The
stayed
media.
at home in COVID when they were told to stay at home.
Okay.
Every one of us was watching the press conferences on the news. Every single one of us were told what was happening with the banking system, and we all believed it, and we all brought into the idea of there's a recession. Yet if we continue to purchase, if we continue to buy, if we continue to keep things normalized, it wouldn't have been as bad, right? The financial recession. Then you fast forward past COVID, everybody, the fear mongering, all of that. People listen, man.
I'm not.
People
saying
are
they
affected
don't.
by it.
I'm not saying they don't.
But the point, I don't want to deter from the point. For me, is I believe we're a submissive society. I genuinely believe that we are, and because of that, we buy a lot of what we hear and see, and therefore we don't see ourselves. Like, think about it. We are constantly told in this country that being anywhere else or living anywhere else is far worse than being here. It was Theresa May who stood up in the House of Commons and said it is a privilege to be a member of this society, of the UK. It is an absolute privilege.
In
right?
some ways, yeah.
It is. No, of course. I'm
Some ways,
not saying I agree or disagree. I'm just speaking about what happened,
yeah.
right? The way we look at other countries, the way we look at Africa by and large, you go speak to an average Joe on the street, they will not display through their thoughts and their words the reality of what Africa actually is, or anywhere in the Middle East, and how beautiful these places are and how much they have to offer and how life actually is there. Do you see what I mean? Most people probably believe that it's a desert, poverty-ridden place that, people are less civilized than us. That's just the reality, because that's a narrative that we've sold through media, through movies, through entertainment, through the news, everything. Do you see what I mean? So I say all of that to say, when you think that the world is actually in a worse position than us, and you're told, oh, by the way, in order for us to continue to be us, we have to just chip away slowly at these things, and we have to make these tweaks and changes. Taxes have to go up, and this has to go up. And look, don't worry about it. The gas prices are going to go up. We're going to put a bit of extra change in your pockets to make sure that you can cover it. All of that. You feel privileged. You feel like, well, actually, things are okay.
Giving you your money back, though.
What's that?
Yeah.
And them are giving you your money back.
They are. Yeah, you're right.
They're not giving you their money back. They're giving you your money back.
Yeah.
You want a rebate? Oh, here's your money back.
Yeah.
Oh, you need a little help for this? Oh, here's the money you've been paying us all this time back.
Do you know what it is to me?
Bro,
the way I look
I
at
get
it,
what you're saying now. So look, I get what you're saying. And the news does have, obviously, I do have a lot of, I get around, it is what it is. But the thing is this, for me, it's society. However that message is relayed, if society, by and large, buy into it, and even the ones that don't buy into it feel some type of way, because now I'm the odd one. I'm
100%.
Oh my God, 90% against me. Oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. So I'm gonna just stay quiet and hold it down with everybody. As much as I don't agree, who am I? I'm only one person. What difference can I make? Hence why I said the people that tend to make the best difference or the biggest difference tend to be groups. Tend to be people that have the same agenda. The minute you have the same agenda, you're killing it. So, we've talked about this before. Why can't you say anything wrong about certain people in this world without having mad backlash from
Yeah.
Because they're a movement. They have their own movements.
Yeah.
There are people in this world that you cannot say anything about without being canceled because they have a movement that believes exactly what they're saying.
But why is their thing more important than somebody else's?
It's not. It's
It's
just
not. It's the
you
amount of
just ain't
voices.
fighting for it.
It's the amount
That's
of
the
voices.
difference. It's not just even the amount of voices. It's just, look, the thing is this, yeah.
That's what I mean. The volume people fighting for it.
So no, you're right. But when I say the voices, it's the mindset. Some people, like, let's put it like this. You've got an army and you've got a militia. What's the difference between the two other than numbers? It's a mindset. Because the army got everything they need. They don't need nothing. They got the government's backing, sending them choppers, guns, this and that. So why are the other people still in this position where they still fighting? Because of their mindset. Not because they got the tools, not because they got everything. Yeah, when you watch movies like Terminator, how did humans survive against, bro, if that was a real movie, start humans. Robots came, humans gone. That would be the end of the movie. Yeah. There would be no, why is there a fighting state? It's the mindset. That's what they're selling you. It's the mindset of people that will rise up and can do big things. So at the end of the day, when you look at it like that, the mindset of people that are a bit more complacent, not necessarily, I would say submissive, but I would say complacent in the sense that most people don't want to fight. How many people in this world want to fight? All the people you knew in school, how many of them were getting into fights every day? There's only a particular type of people that like to fight, that like to argue, that like to, that are loud. There's only so many of us out there. Do you get what I mean? Because most people are just cool. They just want to chill. They're not trying to do too much. And once you know that, and once you can by and large control that, that's your society there. They're the ones that tell everybody else what they should be doing, what's cool, what isn't cool. You get what I mean?
No, 100%. And I think that's why I say is because society is that way, because we have
narratives that are pushed.
Narratives that are pushed all the time. Like somebody showed again. I saw this on Joe Rogan. Right, he showed this video where they picked like 50 different or 100 different news channels in America, and they picked a snippet of a message that they were given, and every single one of them, word by word, phrase by phrase, tone by tone, said exactly the same thing. And they were pushing this across media channels, news channels across America, right? And it was I can't remember the message. I actually can't, right?
Guess what?
But so the point is that when you're dealing with a single entity, we think that these are independent news channels, but it's not, bro. Fox News own most of it, right?
Even if they
even if they don't, it's a single entity. The agenda's the same.
That's my point. So I was going to say, it ain't even about the message. The agenda's the same. So even if they're not pushing the exact same, you're watching Chinese news, you're watching this news, even if they're not pushing the exact same thing, they're pushing the same agenda. The world is going to hell, and you need to, by and large,
when in reality, if we actually look at the world right now, I get it. There's a lot of conflicts around the world. There's a lot of atrocities, right? But statistically, we're actually living in the safest time in history. Like, not just the safest time, but the most progressive time. Of course. In history.
Yeah. But you talked about narrative, right?
Yeah.
You said about all these news people having narrative and all this. And that's kind of where my mindset is with all of this.
Yeah.
My mindset with all of this is I don't disagree it's not happening. You remember we talked last week about people, what they're sharing on social media. And I said, look, I fully believe this is happening. I'm just not sharing it. I'm not sharing it because there's other ways in which to help where I'm not sharing it. And that's the thing, like giving to charities and stuff like that are supporting it.
It's not just that. Let me be honest with you. It's not even just that. For me, the thing with that is you don't know who you're impacting. Yeah. How you're impacting them.
But
to have a conversation with somebody and let's talk about something, I can instantly see this. But if I'm just posting something on the phone and I'm just flooding you with it, and you just watching it every day, I don't know how that even impacts. I don't even know if that's affecting you in a good way, bad way.
I think that's your point, is it? Your point last week was,
exactly
I don't want to see that.
No,
I'm trying to avoid it.
What difference does it make? What change does it bring? Who do I impact? What do I change?
Because I could be messing up your life. I could be, who knows?
For all you know, for the 5 people I might touch who go, oh, I'm going to start posting because that is horrific. There's 50 people who've seen it and been like, oh, I'm unfollowing you. Someone told me today, I said, oh, did you see what X posted? Oh, please don't. I'm so sorry. Please don't tell anyone I unfollowed them. Like, please don't tell anyone. And I was like, why are you so worried about it? Oh, because I just don't want to get backlash that I stopped following them. Absolutely not. Like, I've questioned it because it's so much. It's pressuring you. It's pressuring you to see it and do something. It's pressuring you to post. So now we're no longer. So now we're no longer posting because we care as much. We're posting because we feel pressured to do it.
It's not even that. It's the in
thing. I want to throw something at you. I'm so sorry. I just want to throw something at you. Imagine this, right? The same way you see that is how I look at the news.
Yeah, but bro, I was just about to say, so elaborate for him, but I'll touch up on what you were just about to say.
So I had a wider point when I said about the narrative thing.
Bro, when they went into Libya, right? Just imagine it wasn't Libya, Tripoli, or wherever they were.
Yeah.
It was London.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was 10 Downing Street that rebels that were financed by international governments went in and took over 10 Downing Street and had Boris Johnson in some sewage pipe somewhere, and they dragged him out and they beat him and they were taking his clothes and his suits and they're wearing them and they're parading him in the streets. Yeah. It's barbarism. It is however you want to. That's absolutely crazy. I didn't want to see Gaddafi in that state, bro.
Yeah. This is my point.
I didn't see Gaddafi as a bad leader. Like, but people can have their views about him.
This is where we
you to see that. But I was gonna say. So it's funny you said that. Yeah, about the news. When he was mentioning the thing, I was gonna say, you know what's funny is all of this, and this is why, by and large, music is the only thing I really try to entertain myself with when it comes to entertainment.
Yep.
But it's funny enough that it's like the radio. Have you ever noticed, that you might not like to listen to every song on the radio, but if they play it long enough, you'll be singing that song.
Yeah. If you hear it enough times,
enough times, you might actually start liking that song.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that song's not so bad after all.
You believe in the song.
If I play the same stuff over and over and over again,
you're gonna believe it.
I'm a brainwash.
It's not just gonna. It's not you're so much gonna believe it because it's happening. You believe it's there.
I'm gonna
brainwash you on the severity of it, and I'm gonna get you hardcore posting about it.
I'm gonna brainwash you till you either accept this or you detest it or whatever the agenda is. But my point is, like I said, with those videos and stuff like that, you don't know what the actual impact is. As much as I know this video is horrible and I'm about to send this out to the world to share it, how do I know that Ash ain't got his phone and his little daughter's got his phone? I mean, for example. And that's the person to pick it up and see some crazy stuff going on there.
I know you got a daughter, bro.
I mean,
hold on a second. I need to message my other half to find out if I've got a daughter quickly.
But you get what I mean? Yeah? Do you get what I mean?
I hear you, bro.
But then going back to what we were saying with the narrative thing. Sorry, I know we're pressing time, but that's why I don't, by and large, vocally get involved in a louder way on social media. Because, and I'll tell you why, is I don't know all the narratives.
Yeah.
I don't know all the narratives.
Honestly,
unless I'm there, like you said, you don't know it till you're there and you see it.
You're there, yeah.
I don't know all the narratives.
And I'll be, sorry.
The only narrative I know, the only story I know is fact, is me.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And with every month, can I ask you something? If someone for 6 months straight dedicates every single day to waking up and just talking about that every single day and trying to make a change for 6 months to a year, what have they personally gained out of that 6 months of a year for their own life? You've just lost a year.
I mean, if you see success as raising awareness for something, then maybe you feel some level of personal success in doing this and persevering in this. But in terms of
so it's that personal satisfaction they get from it, that growth and personal satisfaction. There you go. That's what I wanted to understand. Is like, if I dedicate 6 months to a year of this, my life goes on hold.
I'm the type of guy, lads. Yeah, that, and I think all three of us are. I know. If we walked out onto that street now, we saw somebody wounded in the street, we're not gonna just walk past. No. If we see it every day, we're going to help every single day. But sooner or later, we're going to say, what's happening here?
Exactly.
Why is this happening every day?
Exactly.
And then we may start to raise awareness about that.
Yeah.
That's how I see these social movements.
Yeah.
It bothers you enough. You see it frequently enough where you think, I need to now speak about this. So, and honestly, even through all this Palestine stuff, I sit with people who act like they know what they're talking about, but they don't actually know what they're talking about.
There's an element of it to me that looks like council culture, just saying.
What do you mean?
There's an element of it that comes across like council culture, where people are relating things to things and just going, oh, it's that. That's what they're doing. And you're like, whoa.
People are creating, like literally fabricating things that are happening that aren't actually happening.
Well, it's not just that.
And as somebody who's pro-Palestinian,
yeah,
that angers me because I think you don't have to lie to speak the truth.
exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you just show what the truth is.
That's what I was
it.
trying to. That's what. I was
And you
trying
know
to get.
what? If you're opposed to what, like, if you're not pro-Palestine, that don't bother me. I'm still gonna eat on the same table as you. It's if you know, it's when you start to become abusive. Like, we can have differing opinions and we can still eat off the same table.
100.
But once you start becoming abusive, you personally attack me, you do all of those things. I might forgive you once or twice or 3 times, but eventually I'm gonna say, you know what? It's probably better that we part ways. And I think when that isn't a face-to-face engagement, it's online. It's harder to do that. Yeah. People are far more tempted to do something and comment something and say something, and it just creates this momentum online. Really hard to bear. But anyway, lads, I was tired, man.
It was a good one.
This is intense.
I enjoyed today.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. It has, man. Guys, engage. Comment. A lot was spoken
Let us
about.
know what you think. Yeah.
At @team_Akhi. We're
Let us know what you
everywhere.
think.
Yeah, man.
Love you and appreciate you all.
I love that we're just not afraid to speak on things, man.
You got to. You got. I mean, it's
I really
just
am.
one of those things where you just can't dance around topics.
No, you
dance
can't.
around
You just
things
got to
that are
say,
out there.
and that is one of the most amazing things about this time, that we may get hate, we may get backlash, we may get a bunch of things that, but ultimately is meaningless, right? I think living in a time where you can speak on anything is a beautiful time to be alive, man.
I just
It really is.
appreciate that it's a place where we can openly share things. We can share our thoughts. Like, I can share with you. There are people around me that I've wanted to ask questions like this. It's, as I say, this is cathartic. I wait till this point of the week to go, I'm going to wait till with my brothers to ask these questions and ask them these things because we can openly talk about it.
Yeah.
And people go, hold on a second. Are you? And you're like, no. This is all... Sorry, very quickly. Everything we talk about, from my perspective, I don't know about you guys, but from my perspective, this is all just information. None of it is fact. None of it beliefs. There's elements we will say, I believe this, or this to me is fact. But otherwise, it's just sharing
We're just
information
chopping it up, bro.
and being open to information. Come back. That's why when I said, oh, what's this? And you said it, I went, valid. That's it. Good. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. My brother.
Bro.
Blessings. Take it easy, guys.
Thank
Hit
you
us
all.
up.